Hello, class 12th student. Today, again, I'm going to start chapter 6. Topic is rural development from your book Indian Economic Development. This is part 2. In this chapter, that is 6th chapter according to Sandeep Garg book. If you are going to study Jan book, so it is 9th chapter. Already I had told you it, okay? So till now, how much we had completed? So I had explained you challenges of rural development. So within that, we had learned what do you mean by rural development. The rural development is related to action plan. Related to what? It is rural development is related to action plan forward for social and economical development. Okay students, so this is your rural development. Okay, so this is the meaning of rural development. Within that, we had learned that for the rural development there are two types of challenges: lingering challenges and emerging challenges. So within lingering challenges there are two. First is rural credit and second is about market. Okay, so rural credit we had completed. Rural credit means credit for farming. Okay, and there are three type of credit on the basis of time period. So short period of time, medium period of time and long period. The term is related to 6 to 1 year, and then medium term is related to 1 year to 5 year, and long term credit is related to 5 to 20 year. Okay, and then we had learned about two sources to get the credit. First is institutional source, and second is your non institutional source. So within institutional source there are cooperative societies, commercial bank, rural development bank, land bank, NABARD. So these are related to that. And non-institutional money lender, big farmers. Okay, and Mahajan. So these are non-institutional sources. Okay, and in today video I'm going to discuss about the second lingering challenge, that is rural marketing. Okay, and after that we are going to discuss about the emerging challenges of rural development. Okay, so within the topic emerging challenges, within the topic emerging challenges there are two things you have to study. First about sustainable livelihood, yani ki what they can do with agricultural farming, means aligned activities. It is about the those activities that going to increase income of the people that are staying in they are in rural area. Okay, and second is organic farming. So organic farming there is no requirement to study because this was deleted this time. So in this way one topic is remaining here, that is market. Okay, market development. Okay, and one topic in emerging challenges. What is this? This is related to sustainable livelihood. Okay, now, so before proceeding I'm going to explain you small help groups and microcredit programs. Okay, already in your 10th standard you had learned about it. Okay, and in the previous year there is question about microcredit. Okay, and small help group. So let me understand it. uh, Self-help groups and microcredit program are an emerging phenomena in the context of rural credit. First of all, I want to tell you that ki rural credit is required because majority of the farmer are what? Majority of the farmer are small and marginal. Okay, so they are not having economical backup, they are not having money backup. So because of that, for non-economic activities plus for agricultural activity, for both they require credit. Okay, so this small help groups and micro credit programs are very helpful for these expenditure. Okay, there is any ceremony in the family, there is any accident, or there is immediate requirement to purchase anything related to agriculture activity. So small help groups are very very important in this field, because it gives loan immediately and there is no need of collateral. Okay, and it also habitat nature in farmers to save money. Okay, it channelize it, uh, encourages the habit of saving. Okay, so small help group promote thrift. I had told you what is it is good for saving habit, it cultivates saving habit. Okay, among the rural household, small savings are mobilized by the small help groups and offered as credit to different member and depending their need. Credit is offered without any collateral. So two important thing you had learned: first, it cultivated saving habit; second, for credit there is no requirement of security or guarantee or collateral. Okay, and there is very moderate interest rate, means its interest rate is quite low in compared to other. Presently more than 7 lakh, so remember this data, it is important, more than 7 lakh small help groups are operating. Okay, credit provision are known as a micro credit program. So whatever credit given by a small help group, that is considered as a what, micro credit. Why it is considered micro credit? So these program are becoming popular among the small borrowing, क्योंकि जो ये लोन देते हैं ये बहुत ह्यूज अमाउंट नहीं होता है, बट इट इज़ क्वाइट एनफ टू मीट डे टू डे एक्सपेंडिचर या इमीडिएट need. Okay, and there is no need to collateral. So in this way, these micro credit, small help group and micro credit, both are actually you can use in the same sense. Okay, so whatever credit is given by small help group, it is considered as a micro credit. Okay, so these become very popular these day informal credit delivery mechanism. ये कैसे काम करता है? ये बिल्कुल वैसे ही काम करता है जैसे नॉन इंस्टीट्यूशनल सोर्सेज, जैसे महाजन, बिग फार्मर्स, मनी लेंडर, traders. So when there is not institutional sources in rural area, matlab there is uh, no access of banking system in rural area. If you talk about the first 5 year plan, तो 93% loan are provided by non-institutional source, but today it has decreases. Okay, now 66 nearby 66% loan is provided by the institutional source. तो ये जो महाजन या फिर ये नॉन इंस्टीट्यूशनल सोर्सेज होते हैं, लोग इसकी तरफ क्यों जाते हैं? क्योंकि कोलेट्रल की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, इमीडिएटली पैसा मिल जाता है. ठीक है, तो स्मॉल हेल्प ग्रुप एक्चुअली उसका सब्स्टिट्यूट है, क्योंकि इसमें आपस में ही लोग पैसे सेव करते हैं और जिनको ज़रूरत होती है उनको मॉडरेट रेट पे लोन पे देते हैं. ठीक है, तो इस तरह से ये सेविंग हैबिट कल्टिवेट करता है. बट as well as also it provide micro credit for small reasons, and there is very low rate of interest and there is no requirement of any guarantee. So actually it is best solution of या best substitution of non institutional sources. Okay, now an alarming fact. So I had told you yesterday video that कि if you talk about the institutional source, so default rate are increasing very high because of political interventions. और जब भी इलेक्शंस होते हैं तो वो क्या करते हैं, जो बोरोइंग होती है उसे माफ़ कर देते हैं देश से कि हाँ देयर इज़ नो नीड टू रीपेमेंट इट. ओके, इट इज़ पेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट आर समथिंग. तो ये इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, इसको डिफ़ॉल्ट रेट बोलते हैं. तो इट इज़ नॉट गुड फॉर रूरल डेवलपमेंट. वाई? क्योंकि फिर कॉमर्शियल बैंक्स आर नॉट गोइंग टू पे interest. Okay, why? Because there is not quite recovery rate. So here is given this fact. What is written? So default rate among the borrowers is assuming alarming proportion. Okay, while many may be genius defaulters, investigation suggests that they nearly 50% are willful defaulter. यानी कि जो defaulter अपने आप को show करते हैं, they are not able to pay back the money, they are not having a backup, they are not having any saving, not earning, but between them 50% are actually willful defaulter. Okay, these certainly is an alarming development, and they make shake the very foundation of rural banking system. So it is not good for rural banking system. Okay, so it is important. Now today we are going to discuss, so we had completed first part अंडर द टॉपिक लिंगरिंग चैलेंजेस. ओके, रूरल डेवलपमेंट के लिए दो चैलेंजेस हैं, लिंगरिंग चैलेंजेस एंड एमर्जिंग चैलेंजेस. विद इन लिंगरिंग चैलेंजेस देर आर टू टॉपिक्स. फर्स्ट इज रूरल क्रेडिट दैट वी हैड completed. Within that, meaning of rural credit, credit for farming, then three type of credit, and then sources, institutional and non-institutional. Okay, now the second one is the challenge of agriculture marketing. Okay, how we are going to create market, a good market structure, so that farmer are able to sell their product and they are able to get good price for their product. Already we had learned now कि in Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, many farmers commit suicide. Why? Because they are not able to even get cost. They are actually expending throughout the year for in the process of cultivation. So it is not good. Okay, so what is written here, let me understand. So after harvesting, the farmer need to assemble their product on the farm and process it, grade it, package it and store it before it's final brought to the market for sale. So actually this line is going to explain what is rural marketing. Okay, when harvesting is done, now crops, farmer take out crops from the field. Now what they do, they grade it, then package it and store it, क्योंकि immediately they cannot sell whole output. Okay, and in this way this is actually your essence of marketing. ठीक है, so agriculture marketing include all these process I had told you now. So in this way agriculture marketing, what it include grading, packaging, storing. Okay, between harvesting and final sell of the product by the farmer and storing as well, क्योंकि immediately हम सारे के सारे जो production है उसको हम sell नहीं कर सकते. अगर हम अच्छी price चाहते हैं तो we have to wait for lucrative price, क्योंकि at the beginning there is too much production of goods and services, so supply will increases, so obviously price is going to be low, so they have to wait at the mid of the session, so obviously the price is going to be high. Okay, so in this way agriculture marketing included gathering of the product after harvesting, then processing the product, यानी separating the straw from grain, जो उसमें गंदगी होती है उससे उसको जो crop है उसको अलग करना. Okay, now grading the product according to इट्स क्वालिटी. ओके, सो टूटे फूटे या फिर ख़राब उनको आप अलग कर लेते हो, जो बिल्कुल अच्छे फ्रेश हैं उनको अलग कर लेते हो. नाउ पैकेजिंग द प्रोडक्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू बायर्स प्रेफरेंस, यानी कि यू आर गोइंग टू प्रिपेयर द पैकेज ऑफ 1 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg. Okay, so this is packaging. Storing the product for the future sale. If a farmer want to get a good price, so obviously he should, yes, she should keep it. Okay, it should be stored, and when the price is going to be high, that time if he or she is going to sell, no doubt this will be the profitable condition. Okay, now selling the product when price is lucrative, I had already told. So in this way rural marketing is related to what? First of all, gathering of the product, then processing of produce, यानी कि उसको अलग करना, then grading according to the quality, then packaging, then storing. So in short, remember these terms. Okay, grading, packaging, storing. So this is actually related to what? Marketing, rural marketing. Okay, Now, agriculture marketing does not simply refer to the farmer act of bringing their product to the market for the sale. तो agriculture marketing का मतलब बस इतना नहीं है कि they bring their product and go to the market and sell the product. No, it is related to what? Processing, grading, packaging, storing. Okay, and at the time of lucrative price, going to sell it. So agriculture marketing in this way related to four things. First of all, processing, then grading, then packaging, then storing. Okay, it include all those activities and process which help him getting best price for his product. Okay, among others, these process include grading, packaging, and storing. So this is actually meaning of rural marketing. So rural marketing is related to what? Grading, packaging, and storing. Remember these three keyword: grading, packaging, storing. This is what? This is your rural marketing. Okay, at the time of independent, agriculture marketing was almost under the complete control of moneylender, trader, and commission agent. ओके तो ऑब्वियसली उस टाइम पे क्या था, डिस्ट्रेस सेल था, और द कंडीशन ऑफ द फार्मर वर वेरी वर्स. they are not able to find price. Actually they are not able to sell their product because they had taken lot of money as a they had borrowed lot of money. So immediately they have to sell at any price to these people, मतलब trader, money lender or commission agent. So ये distress sell वो करना पड़ता था. Okay, in order to pay off their debt, the farmer often made a distress sale. Remember this term. Distress का मतलब क्या होता है? To be unhappy. तो they sell their product at the price that is not going to make a smile on the face. यानी वो उस प्राइस पे अपनी commodity को sell करने जा रहे हैं जो कहीं से भी उनको happiness देने वाला नहीं है. They are not going to be satisfied. Okay. Their holding capacity was almost zero. So what we had learned under the rural marketing, we had learned it is related to what? Grading, packaging, and storing. Storing is very important, and storing is only possible when they are having bargaining capacity, they are having money backup. That time they can hold. यानी वो immediate जो day to day expenditure है, they are able to fulfill it. Then they are able to store the product and they can wait for lucrative price. Okay, but that time holding capacity is zero. Having taken loan from the money lender, the farmer were obliged to sell their crop to them only. So चूँकि उन्होंने ढेर सारे पैसे एज अ बोरोइंग कर रखे होते थे, तो अल्टीमेटली उनके पास एक ही वे होता था, और वो क्या था कि वो मनी लेंडर या फिर इन एजेंट्स को वो सेल कर दें. ओके, एंड देन ओनली दे आर एबल टू पे द डेप्ट, often implying a low price beside a substantial loss account of underweighting and customary commission. तो result क्या होगा? They are not going to get good price. Okay, now it is very very important for 3 marks actually. Distress sell. What do you mean by distress sell? So distress sell refers to a situation when farmers are compelled to sell their product immediately after the harvest, no matter how low the market price is. यानी कि when holding capacity is zero, they cannot hold the product, they cannot wait for price become high, and for paying the debt when they are going to sell their product at once, and they are not going to consider the price. So this is considered distress sell. Okay, the incompulsion to sell arise. क्यों ये कंपल्सन अराइज होता है? तो उसके पीछे व्हाट आर द रीज़न? फार्मर नीड इमीडिएट कैश टू पे ऑफ देयर डेप्ट. तो सबसे फर्स्ट रिक्यूसाइट क्या होती है कि दे हैव टू पे देयर डेप्ट. सो फॉर दैट दे हैव टू सेल देयर प्रोडक्ट इमीडिएटली एट एनी प्राइस. तो दिस इज द फर्स्ट रीजन. सेकेंड, दे लैक स्टोरेज फैसिलिटी. आर कॉस्ट ऑफ स्टोरेज इज़ वेरी हाई. ऑब्वियसली स्टोरेज require maintenance cost and it is not affordable by small or marginal farm. जब भी आप स्टोर करोगी तो you require maintenance cost. Okay, so there is again investment, so they are not having the money to do that. तो because of that there is distress sell. वो सेल जिससे कहीं भी happiness नहीं मिलती है. Now, measures initiated by the government to improve marketing system. So this was the condition at the time. On the eve of independence, there was distress sell among the farmers. They sell their product immediately just after the harvesting at any price. Why? Because they have to pay loan, and they are not having storage facility, and they are not able to invest money on storage. Now, so ऐसे में अब प्राइवेट सेक्टर तो आने वाला नहीं है टू वर्क फॉर द फार्मर, तो हु विल कम? गवर्नमेंट. Why? Because government always work for social welfare, okay? And majority of the people are still under the still living below the poverty line. So obviously government have to come. So what measures taken by the government? So first is regulated markets. So what is regulated market? Actually, you had listened that phal mandi, sabji mandi. So these are what regulated market. These are the place allocated by the government where you can go and sell your product. Okay. Now, what is regulated market? So regulated market has been established where sale and purchase of product is monitored by the market committee, including representative of government, farmer and traders. So remember, जो regulated market होते हैं, they are operated and governed by government, farmers and traders. Okay, the market system is made transparent between a strict visual, the use of proper scale and weight. The market commission ensure that farmer get appropriate price. So why these regulated market were set up, are set up so that farmer are able to get गुड प्राइस. ओके, अप्रोप्रिएट प्राइस. तो रिमेंबर, फर्स्ट थिंग जो गवर्नमेंट ने किया वो क्या था? रेगुलेटेड मार्केट. टू सेटअप रेगुलेटेड मार्केट. why government had set up these regulated market? So that farmers are able to get good price. Okay, now what is regulated yards? मैंने अभी बताया ना, फल मंडी, सब्जी मंडी. तो this is the name actually we use in layman language या common language. Okay, फल मंडी आपका कहाँ पड़ता है? अगर आप you are staying in Gorakhpur, so that is ahead from transport nagar. Okay, so वहीं पे आपका सब्जी मंडी है, फल मंडी है. Okay, so there is what wholesale rate. The farmer will come, they sell their product, okay, to traders, to others. Okay, now the government has built regulated market yard on the outskirts of the most of the country. ओके, सो आउटस्क्रिट मतलब आउटसाइड ऑफ द जस्ट टाउन, टाउन से लगे हुए, जहाँ से टाउन स्टार्ट होता है वहीं पे उन्होंने क्या बना रखा है? रेगुलेटेड मार्केट यार्ड्स, ताकि जो फार्मर्स है वो अपने प्रोडक्ट लेके आए और वहाँ पे आके वो उसे सेल कर सके और अच्छी प्राइस को गेन कर सके. नाउ द फार्मर कैन कम टू दीज यार्ड्स फॉर फेयर सेल ऑफ देयर प्रोडक्ट. फेयर सेल. If you go to back to which type of sale we find distress sale, but because of regulated market yard, now this sale is which type? Fair sale. Fair sale का मतलब अच्छी price. Okay, now the farmer can store their product for future sale, okay, for a better price. Now next is cooperative agriculture marketing society. So government is encouraging the formation of cooperative agriculture marketing society. As member of these society, farmer find themselves better bargainer in the market and getting better price of their product through collective sale. Already I had told कि दो रीजंस हैं जो चीज़ें सफ़र करती हैं, जिसकी वजह से डिस्ट्रेस सेल करना पड़ता है, लो प्राइस पे उन्हें अपने प्रोडक्ट को सेल करना पड़ता है. सबसे पहला रीज़न क्या है? डेप्ट है. और सेकंड रीज़न इज़ व्हाट? सेकंड रीज़न is they are not having bargaining capacity. They cannot hold, they are not having holding capacity, they cannot wait for good price. So cooperative agriculture marketing societies, तो ये उनकी bargaining capacity या holding capacity को क्या करते हैं? increase करते हैं. So how they operate? Here it is written, cooperative marketing is a significant process step in context of agriculture market system. Most important and fabulous example is what? Milk cooperative in Gujarat, a brilliant example of cooperative marketing in rural India. अमूल का नाम तो सभी ने सुना होगा, okay? And Amul is a company. Actually, it is the result of these cooperative marketing society. Okay, and now it is not only working within the country, but also it is supplying milk product outside the country. So this is what cooperative society for that meant. Okay, so these cooperative have not only changes the social and economic fabric of the economy of Gujarat, but also have played a key role bringing about white revolution in the country. Remember this white revolution? White revolution is related to what? White revolution is related to increase in the production of milk. Okay, now however, of late some clinic have emerged in the system of cooperative marketing. These are poor coordination between marketing cooperative and process cooperative and snag यानी shortcoming in the financial management of cooperative. तो देखो cooperative societies are very good. Why? Because it increases holding capacity of farmer. If farmer are having holding capacity, so they can wait, they are going to sell their product when price is going to be high. Okay, so but there are some demerit of this societies. What are the loopholes या फिर shortcomings? The first is what कि there is not proper cooperation between what processing corporate एंड मार्केटिंग. यानी कि जो देखो मिल्क की आप बात करते हैं, मिल्क प्रोडक्ट की, तो फार्मर आते हैं और मिल्क जो है वो वहाँ आके कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़ को दे देते हैं. वो उसे प्रोसेस करते हैं, पैकेज करते हैं, स्टोर करते हैं और सेल करते हैं. नॉट विद इन द गुजरात बट all over world, you can say this time if you talk about the Amul. Okay, so we don't find such cooperation, such coordination in other marketing cooperative societies. So this is the first thing. Second thing, we find financial problem. Okay, now next is what? Next is provision of warehouse facility. Remember, जब तक फार्मर अपनी होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी को इंक्रीज़ नहीं कर सकते तब तक वो लुक्रेटिव या हाई प्राइस के बारे में नहीं सोच सकते. तो वेयरिंग हाउस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन दिस फील्ड. ठीक है, सो वेयरिंग हाउस का मतलब क्या? स्टोर हाउस. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्टोर हाउस. सो व्हाट इज़ रिटन? With a view to avoiding distress sale, the government is offering warehousing facility. Okay, central and state warehousing corporations are the principal government agency offering storage space to the farmer. Okay, storage space help the farmer to sell their product at a time when the market price is lucrative. So very simple, warehouse यानी store house, they can store their product there and without any thinking that ki there will be fall in the quality, because there will be proper arrangement of a store. Okay, and when the price is going to be high, they are going to sell their product, and in this way they are going to get good price. Okay, मतलब उन्हें distress sell को face नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Okay, now subsidized transportation. Obviously, what we had learned within the rural marketing, rural marketing is related to what? Processing, then it is related to processing, grading, okay, grading, packaging, okay, packaging and selling. So in this way, transportation is very important thing if you want that ki condition of farmer is going to good in rural area. So when there will be proper facility of road, there will be road that is going to attach it different area, so they can sell it and they can get good price. Okay, so what is written? Railways are offering subsidized transportation facility to the farmer to bring their product to the urban market, and where often they get better deal. Okay, so government do some work, some steps they have to pay less price if they are transporting their product with the help of the railway. Okay, now dissemination of the information. Okay, electric media and print media are actively engaged in offering market related information to the farmer, particularly information related to the price behavior. Okay, there are actually Kisan channel has been launched. There are some customer care also, where farmer can get information not only about harvest, about pesticide, insecticide, but also they can get the information regarding price. And there are 24/7 channel on किसान दूरदर्शन, देयर दे कैन गेट ऑल द इन्फॉर्मेशन. तो इन दिस वे डिससेमिनेशन का मतलब क्या होता है? डिससेमिनेट का मतलब होता है सेपरेशन. तो इन्फॉर्मेशन को हर जगह सेपरेट किया जाए, उसे फैलाया जाए. तो दिस इज़ रिलेटेड टू व्हाट? डिससेमिनेशन ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन. तो इट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. If there is accessibility of information regarding price, so farmer are able to sell their product where they are going to get good price. Now, minimum suppose price policy. Already in your 11th class, in the last, you had learned about minimum support प्राइस पॉलिसी. ओके, मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस पॉलिसी क्या होता है? जिसमें कि गवर्नमेंट जो मार्केट प्राइस है उससे हाई कर देते हैं. ओके, सो दैट कि जो इंसेंटिव है वो मेंटेन रहे और प्रोड्यूसर जो फार्मर्स हैं वो प्रोडक्शन करने के लिए इनकरेज हों. ओके, so this is very important step. So minimum support price is an important step initiated by the government to improve agriculture marketing system. MSP is an assurance to the farmer that their product would be purchased by the government at a specific price. Government actually at the beginning of the season they tell ki how much will be the price, and when there is time of harvesting the price was fixed. So below that price no one is going to, not no one is allowed to purchase it. It is not legal. Okay, so if no one is ready to purchase on that price, so government is going to purchase all the product. Okay, of course the farmer are free to sell their product at price higher than MSP in the open market. वो उससे हाई प्राइस पे बेच सकते, बट इससे लो प्राइस अगर ऑफर किया जा रहा है तो दे कैन गो टू द गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज एंड दे कैन सेल देयर प्रोडक्ट. So thus farmer are always assured for some minimum income. Now buffer stock and PDS. So you know now, after green revolution we are not only able to produce food grains according to our need, but we are able to produce in surplus. Okay, so when anything is available in surplus, whenever supply is greater than demand, so in this condition price is going to be low. Okay, so because of that there is a minimum support price. Okay, and with the help of the minimum support price farmer are able to get minimum price for so that there will be incentive in the farming activity. Okay, now गवर्नमेंट करती क्या है? जो वो प्रोडक्ट को, जो फूड ग्रेन्स को वो परचेज करती है इस मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस पे, व्हाट गवर्नमेंट विल डू? द गवर्नमेंट मेंटेन बफर स्टॉक एंड इट follow the public distribution system. So what is this? Minimum support price purchase from the farmer are kept as a buffer stock by the government. These stocks used primarily for public distribution system beside meeting urgent need during the period of low output and scarcity. So okay, what is the use of buffer stock? So buffer stocks were used when there is any war or any starvation, there is not proper food production in the economy. So that times at the time of shortage of food grain, government use this buffer stock. Like कहीं पे flood आ गया या earthquake हो गया, production नहीं हो पाया, so that time government is going to use it. Okay, now PDS implies distribution of food grain and other essential like sugar and kerosene through the fair price shop at the subsidized rate, so that poor section of the society have an easy access to these things. Now ये जो वो जो मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस पे जो फूड ग्रेन्स गवर्नमेंट परचेज करती है उसके थ्रू वो दो काम करती है. फर्स्ट थिंग इज मेंटेनिंग द बफर स्टॉक दैट इज यूज्ड एट द टाइम ऑफ शॉर्टेज ऑफ फूड ग्रेन within the country. It is also used to help other country. Okay. PDS, second thing, what government do, public distribution system. 21.9% people living below the poverty line, so they are not able to purchase food grains, right, and wheat at market price. So government is going to provide wheat and rice and other essential at minimum price. Okay, at minimum, not at subsidized rate, at a subsidized rate. So PDS is used to give food grains, to provide food grains to poor section at a subsidized rate. So this is the use of that product that is purchased by the government. On the account of these measures by the government, तो आपने क्या क्या measures पढ़े? Regulated market, yard, cooperative societies. Okay, then warehouse, facility of warehouse, and minimum support price. So four important steps are taken by the government so that farmer have to not face distress sell, and they are not compelled to do the suicide. Okay. Now, on the account of these measures by the government, agriculture marketing system had made some notable improvement. तो ये जो steps लिए, 4 steps जो government ने लिए, what are these 4 steps? First is what? Regulated market yards. Second is what? Facility of warehouse. Okay. Third is what? Minimum support price. Fourth is कोऑपरेटिव सोसाइटीज़, कोऑपरेटिव मार्केटिंग सोसाइटीज़. ओके, तो इन सब की वजह से क्या हुआ, एक अच्छा खासा चेंजेस आया है, इम्प्रूवमेंट आया है. ओके, so but it has yet to go a long way before the million of small marginal farmer are able to defend their self interest at all the stages of the marketing process. क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ अभी भी स्मॉल और जो मार्जिन फार्मर है उनका नंबर कहीं ज़्यादा है, एंड स्टिल दे हैव टू डू डिस्ट्रेस सेल. तो अभी भी गवर्नमेंट को बहुत सारा वर्क करना है. इनफैक्ट small and margin farmers still continue to victim of distress sell to rural moneylender and commission stays. Surprisingly enough, nearly 90% of agriculture marketing is still handled by the private trader. तो you can understand जो रेगुलेटेड मार्केटिंग सिस्टम है वो कितने लोगों के लिए एसेसिबल है? ओनली फॉर द 10%. तो 90% इज स्टिल फार अवे फ्रॉम इट. सो गवर्नमेंट हैव टू वर्क अ लॉट in this field. Okay, so remember this data: 90% regulated या handled by the private sector and only 10 by the government agency. Now, alternative marketing channel, a ray of hope. So there are new things, new alternative channels has emerged in the society, and they are very helpful to improve the condition of farmers. So what are these? So we are going to discuss here. So direct sell by farmer to the consumer, वन सच चैनल. अगर वो डायरेक्टली क्या कर रहे हैं, फार्मर डायरेक्टली अपने प्रोडक्ट को किसको सेल कर रहे हैं? कस्टमर को. तो ऑब्वियसली दे आर गोइंग टू गेट गुड प्राइस फॉर दैट, एंड देयर विल बी नो डिस्ट्रेस सेल. सो लाइक द स्टेट ऑफ पंजाब, हरियाणा, राजस्थान लॉन्चिंग दीज चैनल थ्रू अपनी मंडी, बिग बाजार. State of Andhra Pradesh is launching through Rathu Bazaar, and the state of Tamil Nadu is launching through the Sundays. Okay, so these are the name of those market where there is direct contact between the farmer and customer. When there will be direct contact between the farmer and customer, obviously farmer is going to get good price, and customer is also happy because there is no mediator. Okay. Now, direct sell contact with the farmer by the national and multinational company is another alternative channel of agriculture. तो first is this, जिसमें कि customer और consumers और जो आपके farmer है, they are going to in contact to each other directly. So there are given some example of such type of market या places. Second is what कि multinational and national companies are going to directly purchase the product from the farmer. Okay, so in fact these company are offering advance payment to the farmer to supply farm product at the price trades. It is hoped that this system of marketing grow in tandem with the growth of national and multinational retail, and so it is very helpful. Okay, now agriculture diversification and market risk. So this is the next thing that we are going to learn here. what what is agricultural diversification? It is very very important. So remember, it is very important for your 12th board examination. So agriculture diversification refers to reallocation of some farm productive resources into new activity or crop reducing market risk. Okay, so what this mean? So there are two things. Agriculture diversification is related to two things. First is resources are going to use in new activity or crop, used for new activity or for new type of crop. Okay, because of price of all these product may not drop at the same time. If one crop fetches low revenue, then other may fetch high. यानी कि farmer is going to show two or three type of crop at one time. So if the price of one product is going to low, the another is not going to be so low. So in this way there will be low risk, okay, in farming. So diversification help in stabilization of farm income. So this is what it is very important line. It is actually objective of agriculture diversification. Okay, so diversification is related to two things: diversification of crop production and diversification of productive activity. So first of all we are going to learn diversification of crop production. So diversification of crop production is related to what? It implies a shift from single cropping system to multi cropping system. अभी मैंने आपको बताया कि एक फार्म एरिया पे केवल वन टाइप का प्रोडक्ट नहीं प्रोड्यूस करोगे, सो नहीं करोगे आप। कुछ पे कुछ आपने कल्टीवेट किया, कुछ पे कुछ किया। ओके, तो इससे क्या होगा, किसी एक की प्राइस अगर कम भी हो रही है तो दूसरे प्रोडक्ट की प्राइस मे बी सेम रहे, तीसरे की हो सकता है हाई हो जाए। तो इस तरह से जो रिस्क होता है वो कम हो जाएगा। ओके, तो व्हाट इज़ डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑफ क्रॉप? तो इट इज़ रिलेटेड टू व्हाट? सिंगल शिफ्ट फ्रॉम सिंगल क्रॉपिंग टू मल्टीपल क्रॉपिंग। ओके, in India, where agriculture is still dominated by subsistence farming, diversification would mean a shift from subsistence farming to commercial farming. तो मेन जो मीनिंग है डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑफ क्रॉप का, दैट इज़ शिफ्ट फ्रॉम सिंगल क्रॉप टू मल्टीपल. बट इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट द इंडिया, दैट इज़ रिलेटेड टू शिफ्ट फ्रॉम subsistence to commercial. Okay, it would mean choice of cropping pattern in accordance with the price structure in the market. यानी कि जो किस क्रॉप का प्रोडक्शन किया जाएगा ये फार्मर किस बेस पर डिसाइड करेंगे? प्राइस स्ट्रक्चर को देख के. ओके, इट वुड मिनिमाइज द मार्केट रिस्क अराइजिंग ड्यू टू द प्राइस फ्लक्चुएशन. तो ये उनको मार्केट रिस्क को कम करता है क्योंकि हम इसमें कई क्रॉप्स एक साथ प्रोड्यूस करते हैं. ओके, now so in this way diversification of crop product minimize the market risk. Okay, and in area where subsistence farming still predominate, diversification of crop means shifting from subsistence to commercial. तो रिमेंबर जो एफ्लुएंट स्टेट है, जो यहाँ पे बिग फार्मर है, उनके लिए डाइवर्सिफिकेशन ऑफ क्रॉप का मतलब क्या है? सिंगल क्रॉप सिस्टम टू मल्टीपल क्रॉपिंग सिस्टम. और जहाँ पे फार्मर क्या कर रहे हैं? सबसिस्टेंस फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं, वहाँ के लिए इसका सेंस क्या होता है? शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम सबसिस्टेंस फार्मिंग टू commercial farming. Okay, now sorry next is the emerging challenges of rural development. So we are going to understand the emerging challenges of rural development. Finding option of sustainable livelihood is an important emerging challenges of rural development in India. Following are the some notable option for the employment. ये टॉपिक किससे रिलेटेड है कि वो अलाइन एक्टिविटी कौन कौन से कर सकते हैं. मान लो घर में 5 or 6 मेंबर्स आर देयर, तो सम ऑफ देम आर वर्किंग ऑन फील्ड, दे आर वर्किंग ऑन फील्ड, दे आर डूइंग द वर्क ऑफ एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटी, तो few of them are free, so they can do other activity. So we are going to discuss here other activity that can be done by farmers or rural people in rural area. So first is animal husbandry. Okay, first is what? Animal husbandry. So it is related to what? It is related to livestock farming. Okay, it is related to what? It is related to livestock farming. So animal husbandry is also known as a livestock farming. What is come within that? Poultry, cattle, goat, sheep are important component of livestock in India. Poultry account for 42%, cattle 25%, and goat and sheep nearly 20% share in total livestock in India. In most area, livestock farming is combined with the crop farming by rural family view to supplement their income. It is actually very important thing कि आपके कुछ मेंबर एग्रीकल्चर वर्क करें और कुछ मेंबर एनिमल हस्बेंड्री कर सकते हैं. इससे क्या होगा? फैमिली इनकम बढ़ेगी. जैसे आप ले सकते हो वेस्टर्न यूपी, तो वहाँ पे ये काम होता है. ओके, a notable feature of crop livestock mix that as we move from irrigated area to semi-arid or arid area, the significance of livestock farming tend to increase while that of crop farming tend to decrease. तो सिंपली आप क्या देखोगे कि जहाँ पे फर्टिलिटी ज़्यादा है, जहाँ पे क्रॉप का प्रोडक्शन ईजिली हो सकता है, तो वहाँ पे एनिमल हस्बेंड्री या लाइफ स्टॉक्स आर नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बट इफ़ यू गो टू द डेजर्ट या जहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चरल एक्टिविटी नहीं हो सकती, क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन करना हार्ड होता है, तो वहाँ पे लाइव स्टॉक ज़्यादा डोमिनेट करता है. लाइक राजस्थान, यू टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ राजस्थान. ओके, बिकॉज लेसर द इरिगेशन लेसर इज स्कोप ऑफ क्रॉप फार्मिंग, तो वो क्रॉप फार्मिंग नहीं कर सकते, तो इसलिए वो लाइफ स्टॉक फार्मिंग करते हैं. ओके, लाइफ स्टॉक फार्मिंग इन इंडिया इज़ एन इम्पॉर्टेंट सोर्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट फॉर द वुमेन. Presently, animal husbandry is a source of alternative employment to nearly 7 lakh small and marginal farmer in the countryside. However, livestock sector is not free from problems. In terms of its size, our livestock population is perhaps largest in the India. अगर we talk about the condition of livestock, तो it is we are having first position. But if you are going to talk about the quality, so we are far away from the most developed country in the world. So why it is? Because of low productivity. Why? Because we don't know how to do the work. Deficiency वेटरनरी केयर, यानी कि जो हॉस्पिटल्स होने चाहिए, जो डॉक्टर्स होने चाहिए, वो चीज़ें नहीं अवेलेबल है. तो दीज आर द 2 रीज़न. नाउ दिस इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर 3 marks स्टूडेंट. ऑपरेशन फ्लड. So it is a system of milk corporation launched in 1960. So this is 1 marks question. When Operation Flood was launched, so it is in 1966. The system required the member farmers to pull their product of milk for collective sale in the market. Pulling increases quantum of sale and thereby increases bargaining power of the farmer. Okay. Pulling also makes grading and processing of viable proportion and these raises market value of the product. क्योंकि देखो क्या है कि फार्मर जो है एक साथ आते हैं, एक साथ प्रोडक्ट को कलेक्ट करते हैं, मिल्क को कलेक्ट करते हैं और फिर उसको कलेक्टिवली सेल करते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली आप प्राइस हाई पाओगे. ओके, नेक्स्ट थिंग क्या है कि यहाँ पे इन सोसाइटीज़ में उन्हें क्या मिल जाता है? ग्रेडिंग का और पैकेजिंग का फैसिलिटी भी मिल जाता है. तो ऑब्वियसली जब आप ग्रेडिंग करने जा रहे हो, आप उसको पैकेजिंग कर सकते हो. तो जहाँ भी ये 2 चीज़ें होती हैं, वहाँ पे प्राइस हाई हो जाता है. जैसे आप जब भी किसी मार्ट में जाते हो, तो वहाँ पे ग्रेडिंग और पैकेजिंग का विशेष स्पेशल केयर किया जाता है, एंड दैट इज़ वाई दे चार्जेस एक्स्ट्रा मनी फॉर इट. ओके, मिल्क कोऑपरेटिव इन इंडिया हैव देयर epicenter in the state of Gujarat. Over the last 30 years, so these cooperative having recorded a wonderful contribution to fourfold rise in the production of milk. Remember this fourfold production, okay? It has proved to be an important non-farm area of income generated in the rural area. The first thing, Operation Flood is related to what? Operation Flood is related to what? It is related to Operation Flood is related to Operation Flood is related to what? It is related to milk. What is the year of launched? 1966. And how many production has increased? To four time. Fourfold rise we find in the increase of the production. And what is the epicenter? Gujarat. So Gujarat is the epicenter. Now fisheries. Fisheries is very very important earning source in coastal area. Okay, so we are going to discuss here. Kerala, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu are the principal state in India where fishery is an important source of livelihood in the rural area. The fishing community in India depend almost equally on inland sources and marine sources of fishing. Inland source include, to remember inland source, river, lake, ponds, streams, while marine source include sea and coastal area. Okay, so there are two sources for fisheries, inland and marine source. So first is what? Inland source, and second is what? Marine source. So first is inland and second is marine. So this is what first and this is your second. In inland there are river, lake, ponds, stream, or in marine source coastal area and sea area. Okay, together these sources, inland and marine sources, called water bodies. So what is water bodies? Water bodies means it refers to inland and marine marine sources, inland sources and marine sources for fishery. Okay, which are regulated as a provider by the fishing community. But the fishing community continue to be one of the most backward community in the country. Widespread indebtedness of the fishing community makes fishing a vulnerable occupation. So there are some suggestion. Credit facility should be provided to fishing community. Okay, next is micro financing through small help groups should be given. Okay, long way, so they are able to avoid these debt trap. Okay, fisheries technology to be upgraded. Okay, now next is horticulture. So it is very very important beta. What is horticulture? Already इस बार बोर्ड एग्जाम में आ चुका है. तो horticulture is another alternative source of employment in the rural area. What is horticulture? So it include fruit, vegetable, flower and several other things. Remember, okay. Over time, these has been substantial increase in the under horticulture. Okay, what is the India position? So India is having second position in the production of fruit and vegetable in the world. We are emerging as a leading producer of mango, banana, coconut, cashew nut and variety of species. Okay, high crop productivity lead to golden revolution in horticulture. यहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन आता है, what is difference between green revolution and golden revolution? तो green revolution is related to what? Green revolution is related to what? It is related to crop production. And golden is related to what? Golden is related to production of fruit, vegetable, okay, and flowers. Okay, so golden revolution in horticulture farming during the year 1991 to 2012. So what is the period of golden revolution? 1991 to 2012. This period is considered as a golden revolution. Why? Because there is tremendous increase in the production of fruit, vegetables, flowers and other things. Okay, there has been a significant rise in the income level of the farming who are engaged in horticulture. Shifting to the horticulture farming has reduced. This is the demerit. This is the actually dark side of horticulture. So reduce economic vulnerability of small and marginal farmer. नहीं, ये positive aspect है. This has opened up new avenue of employment for the women flock in the rural area. Significance it is to note that nearly 20% of the total rural employment generated by horticulture and related activity. So remember करिए ये positive side है, ये आपका क्या है positive side है. Now it is negative side. So however an alarming fact is that कि bulk of area under horticulture world has expanded at the cost of acre under pulses, causing a severe shortage in supply of pulses and a cut in their consumption owing to the high price, which an important source of protein bulk of the household in India. ओके, हॉर्टिकल्चर जिस लैंड पे ज़्यादातर किया जा रहा है वो वाला लैंड किस लिए यूज किया जाता था? पल्सेस प्रोडक्शन के लिए. इसीलिए आज आप देख सकते हो कि पल्सेस की प्राइस बहुत तेज़ी से राइज कर रही है. क्यों? क्योंकि इसका प्रोडक्शन धीरे धीरे कम हो रहा है. फार्मर आर शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम पल्स प्रोडक्शन टू horticulture. So why? Because they are going to get more money and there is less vulnerability. So that is why. But its dark side is that ki there is a shortage of supply of pulses and we are importing it from outside, and because of that the price of pulses are becoming day by day high. Okay, and you know now it is very important source of protein for the vegetarian. Okay. Now golden revolution, so it is very important. Remember, golden revolution is very important. Okay, so it refers to a series of research, development and technology transfer initiated that increases production of horticulture crop. यानी कि golden revolution is related to the time period 1991 to 2012. Between that the production of fruits, vegetable and vegetables and flowers has increases. Okay, so this is considered as a what? Golden revolution. Now cottage and household industry. So cottage and household industry has been traditional source of non-farm production activity in rural area, and traditionally this activity has been dominated by activity like spinning, weaving, dyeing and bleaching. However, with the growth of urban textile industry, these activity had been hit hard in the rural country. तो ये cottage और household industries are very very important. It is are considered as a handloom industry या small scale industry, and it is very good source for earning for the women in rural area. Okay, Tanma is the example of this. Okay, it is a project that is launched in Tamil Nadu, and women's are related to it. So it increases women power empowerment, or it increases their income. Okay, so during the recent past, some new household activity like soap making, doll making, mushroom, these beekeeping also become important source of income. Okay, so and all these activity has promoted women empowerment. Now IT sector, so you know now in IT sector we are the leading, we are playing the leading role because of software development of software field. So that is given here. IT revolution is promoting India as a knowledge economy. Because of IT sector we are considered as a knowledge economy. Okay, and important highlights significant human capital and importance determinants of growth. देखो, because of IT sector development, majority of the developed and developing country they do their work from India. India become the major leading role in call center, in software development. So because of that we are leading country, and no doubt human capital formation is very important, and on the basis of that we can become knowledge economy and we can dominate the whole world. Okay, so that is given here. Okay, so thank you for today.